At ringside, Harry Carpenter.
So is this the night that Billy Schwer will get revenge? Or will the eyes let him down as they did at Wembley last February? This was a natural rematch from the moment Schwer lost his titles to Burke. This Watford Town Hall ringing with support for Schwer, who comes from nearby Luton. John Coyle brings them together. Billy Schwer wearing the green trunks. He's of Irish ancestry. Paul Burke, the reigning champion, British and Commonwealth Lightweight champion, 9 stone 9, in the golden trunks. Defending the titles, of course, for the first time. Burke, the only man ever to beat Billy Schwer as a pro. In their last fight, Schwer in green made all the running at the start, but Burke had stamina and stayed with it, and then he cut Schwer's eyes, and in the 7th round it was called off. More like a football crowd than a boxing crowd. Matching left hands. Burke, the slightly taller of the two men. He's 5'10". Schwer 5'8". Only a quarter of a pound between them in weight. Burke was 9 stone 8 earlier today, and Schwer a quarter of a pound heavier. Slightly different start in this fight from their first, in that Burke is scoring much more frequently than he did in the opening round last time. His left hand is doing the bit of work. But Schwer perhaps deciding that caution might pay dividends here. He's not tearing in like he did in the first fight and leaving his vulnerable eyes exposed. Totally different approach from Schwer. He can't afford to get the eyes cut again. He knows that. And so caution is the watchword in this opening round. Gloves held high, waiting for the openings. At the same time, Burke is able, with his longer reach, to pick him off. And that's a good opening round for the reigning champion, 27-year-old Paul Burke from Preston, a man who had to wait a long time in his professional career before things came right for him. A former cabinet maker, he trades on strength and stamina. He's been a pro now for very nearly 7 years, and before he took these titles, the British and Commonwealth of Schwer, a year ago he made a very gallant but unsuccessful bid for the European title in Paris against Jean-Baptiste Mondy. He went the full 12 rounds, he lost on all the cards, but the tall Frenchman said he was brave and well trained, and that's the only time Burke's lost in his last 10 fights.
Seconds out, round 2.
Both men wearing these pleated shorts. Rather a natty new design, although I think Billy actually wore a pair similar to this in their first fight. Schwer's eye problems were well known before he had the Burke fight in February last year at Wembley. He knocked out a Mexican from Texas, Thomas Quinones, but he suffered a badly cut left eyebrow then, which needed 5 stitches. Schwer not finding it easy to get past the leading left hand of the champion. And certainly he's not going bald-headed at Burke. He's making sure he protects the eyes. Schwer has been away training in the Channel Islands in Jersey for 3 weeks. Schwer can't quite find the opportunity to move in. One low punch there from Burke. And in 2 rounds, the former champion, Billy Schwer, has done nothing yet to disturb the current champion. And he's got a mark on his nose. He's slightly cut on the bridge of his nose, which is not a good sign for him. So the first sign of damage on Schwer's face, despite all the efforts to protect it. And a very anxious crowd around him there. 4 heads craning in anxiously.
Corners 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 3.
Good right hand. Completely different opening from their first fight. When Burke was being pounded around the ring, he's hardly ever been forced here to take a backward step in this one. slightly low from Burke. Burke told not to hold. Third round. And the drama hasn't even started. A round of surprisingly few punches landed. Again, the left hand of the champion, Burke. That was a good left hook from Schwer. That's the best punch anybody has landed so far. Well, that was a subtle change in affairs from the former champion, Billy Schwer. First of all, a right hand that he threw fairly early in the round, which was a cracking little punch. And that's the beautiful left hook with which Schwer caught Burke towards the end of the round.
Seconds out, round 5.
Billy Schwer, the former champion in green, of Irish and, of course, English ancestry. He has some supporters here tonight from Limerick, from the Southhill Boxing Club. And his uncle is here, Graham Price, whom I remember commentating on both as amateur and professional some years ago. He's English. So there's a lot of friends and relations of Billy Schwer's in the audience here, in the Watford Town Hall, which has enjoyed this fight, and I'm not surprised. It's good. That's another good short shot, right, from Billy Schwer. Quick to see the opening, shot the right hand over the top. Incidentally, Schwer's nose injury is completely under control. It's not bled since it was caused. Burke just got his right glove up in time to parry that one. Stage, I think, last time, the 5th round, that Schwer's eyes began to give him trouble. No sign at the moment of any sort of injury. Not on the eyes, anyway. Pretty well punch for punch all the way. Neither man keen to back up. So if you notice, they occupy one position in the ring for quite long periods. Schwer beating his man to the punch. so much noise here. It's the end of the round. I just about made out the bell in the uproar. And the timekeeper confirms that he did indeed ring the bell. And now most of the spectators in this arena are on their feet now. They've jumped up out of their seats and cheering Billy Schwer. This is what happened. Just before the bell, a left and a right. What a good combination that was. Classic 1-2. And suddenly Burke was on the seat of his pants. And so Billy Schwer, with those two punches, is now very close indeed to regaining his British and Commonwealth lightweight titles here at Watford.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 6.
Schwer now brimming with confidence, but still needs to be cautious. He still needs to keep the gloves up and protect those vulnerable eyebrows. But he's sharp and fast now, and he's beating Burke again and again to the punch. The left jab coming in like a rapier. Again and again into Burke's face. Again, all the punches coming from Schwer and raining into the match. That wasn't a knockdown, I don't think. No, I don't think it was given as a knockdown. He stumbled. Suddenly, Burke, who refused to give ground earlier on, is being chased and harried all round the ring as Schwer seeks his championship back. The 6th round. Burke down in the 5th. Classic encounter. Two good men bringing the best out of each other. Full marks to Schwer. He hasn't gone mad. He's kept his boxing controlled and he's kept his gloves up, protecting his face. He's fighting a very brainy fight indeed. Quick right finds the target. And Schwer, he must have outscored Burke in this round by about 3 punches to 1. Well, this performance tonight from Billy Schwer is reminiscent of the night he won these titles against Carl Crook, who had to retire after 9 rounds in October last year. And Schwer put on such a performance that night in what wasn't an easy fight for him. They were a little bit worried about those eyebrows, incidentally. Well, this is typical of the sort of quick, sharp, rapier-like left-hand punching that Schwer's been showing. A world champion in the audience watching, Nigel Benn, WBC super middleweight champion, had that recent encounter with Chris Eubank, which went to a draw.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 7.
The 7th, the fateful round last time. It all ended in the 7th when the referee pulled Schwer out of the fight because of the damage around his eyes. The Schwer corner protested, of course, as they would, but it seemed to be fair enough. Punch, part push, but a left hand nonetheless in the face of Schwer put him down. Not a knockdown, but pushed him off balance. Well, despite what happened in the fifth, Paul Burke isn't beaten yet by a long way. Although there are signs of damage on his face. There's a speck of blood underneath his left eye. This is Burke. We're coming to the stages of the fight now where stamina will be at a premium. And Burke is certainly noted for that. Schwer's never been beyond 9 rounds. Good right again. And Burke's legs seem to me to quiver. These punches, these consistent punches, are gradually weakening Burke. Round 7. Slapping right hand. Burke's beginning to look just a little ragged. The legs are not quite as firm as they were. His movements are getting more jerky. But let's not kid ourselves. This is not an easy fight for either man. Burke, very, very glad of the minute's rest. Huge, deep rest. You can see the marks under both eyes, which is the sign of what Schwer's been doing with these quick, sharp punches. Every now and again, Schwer really does land a good punch, and that was the one where I thought the man's legs quivered. In fact, I'm sure they did now. I've seen the replay. And a beautiful left.
Seconds out, round 9.
And Billy Schwer comes out with a phenomenal amount of grease on his face, smeared all around his nose and above his mouth. Well, there were signs at the end of the fifth that Schwer might be on the brink of getting his titles back, but here we are in the 9th, and it's still just as hard. And there's not that much in it. I've got Schwer in front, but Burke narrowed the gap a bit in the last round. Bandage working loose from Burke's left glove, and that'll need attention very shortly. A piece of flapping bandage like that can flick in the other man's eye. Good jabs from Burke. work is now looking the more ragged of the two. Quite a lot of blood coming from Schwer's nose. This time I think it's an internal nose injury, not an external. Punch for punch again here. At the moment, though, you have to say that Burke looks slightly the stronger of the two. And Burke's having trouble with his foul-proof cup. It's beginning to slip down. No attention being paid by the referee to that flapping bandage on Burke's left wrist. Almost a desperation right hand from Schwer, who is under heavy fire in this round. That was a hard round, a harder round for Schwer, I suspect, than it was for Burke. And Schwer's now got a slight mark underneath the left eye. He's beginning to look quite battle-worn, as he always does when he has a hard fight. But compared with the first fight with Burke, he's really handled this very well. And no sign of cuts above the eyes, whatever. So, we move into the 10th, and nothing yet decided. It could still go either way.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 10.
Well, I've got Schwer just half a point ahead now. That's one round, and we've got 3 to go. Wonderful fight between two extremely well-matched men. It's a very much better fight than their first one.
Stop the pulling down, Billy. Right, step back.
And whichever way this goes, there's certain to be a call for a third match between them. It's such good stuff. Is getting the come forward signal from his corner. Schwer's corner are clapping and cheering every punch he lands. It really is an astonishing fight. It's so close now. Schwer just, perhaps, has the upper hand in this round, although that's not by any means certain. For the second time, Burke is down. He's not sitting down, he's resting on his gloves, but that's the second time he's had to take a count. Round 10. So once again this astonishing fight swings Schwer's way. shall never know. Just when he looked to be tiring badly, he needed that. And now he's poking the left hand in for all it's worth. And Burke's face is red and blooded. And the bell ends a triumphant round for Billy Schwer, and a very depressing one indeed for the champion, Paul Burke. So Schwer's supporters, for the second time, are up on their feet and cheering, and that's hardly surprising. Let's have a look at what happened. Burke looked confident there as he moved forward and moved straight into a left hook. Put his chin almost into the path of it. He looked so confident as he came in, left himself wide open, and never saw it coming. Astonishing counter by Schwer, and a sign that he's got all his faculties about him, that he saw that opportunity.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 11.
The 11th round. Billy Schwer now fighting in territory he's never been in before. The furthest he's ever been before this fight was 9 rounds. And now in the 10th, he's put his man on the floor, and here he is, very confident and moving forward in the 11th. And another push with the left hand, and it's a sign of Burke's weariness now, that he can't take any sort of punch at all. He's up at 8, I think. I'm having a lip read from the referee. So much noise. So, Schwer, it looks as if he's about to get his British and Commonwealth Lightweight Championships back in the Watford Town Hall amid the most blazing excitement. Three times now Burke has touched down. Burke's face is beginning to look in quite a mess. But he's still in there battling to keep his titles. And in fact, he's put in a good right hand. But suddenly, Schwer's left hand looks to be the real menace. Burke has got lumps and bumps around both eyes, blood around his nose. His face seems to be about 10 shades darker than the rest of his body. These are two weary men now, but what heart, what courage they have. Still, Burke is trying to fight back. Good right from Schwer. He's come through one or two good left hands here, but he's still marching forward, Schwer. These are two brave men. Wonderful round. Wonderful round. So Burke has now been down 3 times in this fight, and yet he's coming out for the 12th to try to save his British and Commonwealth Lightweight Championships. You can't ask for more than that. Let's see what happened here when Burke touched down. There it was again. Not a very hard punch on the face of it, but I think Burke was so weary at this point that almost anything would have put him down. But to his credit, he got up and fought back in the most remarkable way. Some fighters wouldn't have had the heart to do that. Schwer, relatively by his standards anyway, unmarked. He's got nose injuries inside and out, but
Corners,
minor
10
ones.
seconds. Seconds out, 12th and final round.
So these two wonderful fighters, Paul Burke, the champion, and Billy Schwer, the man who held these titles, come out for the last 3 minutes. And Schwer, to my reckoning, only has to draw the last round to keep his titles, to regain his titles, I should say. Burke has a long uphill struggle here. I think he's got to stop Schwer now. I don't think he can win it on points. Well, you won't see many better championship fights than this. And the Schwer contingent cheering their man on to what they are convinced is victory. Still trying to find something, trying to drag something up from his weariness. But the Schwer army of supporters are already claiming victory. Schwer again beating the champion to the punch and putting the finishing touches to a wonderful fight. And a tremendous performance by both men. Perhaps it's just as well it is the 12th, because suddenly Schwer's face is beginning to look extremely marked, and I think his right eye is beginning to close. So the bell will come none too soon for him. That right eye is looking so bad that he might not get through another round if there were one. The closing seconds. And Burke still firing the punches out. It's all over. And Schwer, Billy Schwer, has got his British and Commonwealth Lightweight titles back in a sensationally good fight. Full marks to both men. Billy Schwer's turned on the performance of his career. He's fought with his brains, he's fought with his courage, he's had the man down 3 times, and he's avoided the really serious eye trouble that caused him to lose his titles. And Paul Burke has been the most wonderful defender of his titles, on the floor 3 times, and was still battling away at the finish. Billy, congratulations. That was certainly one of the best fights this year. Now, you fought a different fight this time, didn't you, for the first one? Tell me about the game plan.
That's right, we just wanted to go out there, take it nice and slow, win 1 round at a time. We wanted to get out there, work behind the jab, and just take each round as it come and just try and win every round.
The important thing was to protect those eyes, wasn't it?
That's right. I mean, I've been cut before, but there was no problem with that. I'm not worried about the eyes at all. I kept my hands up and just worked behind the jab and just try to box a bit.
I mean, considering the trouble you've had in the past, they've stood up tremendously well.
That's right. That's thanks to a good lady out in Jersey, Tracy, and she works for Clarence. And I've been using their beauty creams and oils and whatever, and they've healed them up great, and they've been no problem.
The beauty treatment worked well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. They've healed up the treat.
Now, even though you had him over 3 times, it was always a difficult fight for him, because he was so brave. He kept coming back. I mean, you must have thought you had it won in the 5th, but you didn't.
That's right. It was very, very tough. He kept getting up, coming back strong. He did come back very strong, but I just stuck behind my boxing, got behind the left hand, and the right hand works well.